All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. So very quickly, I'm going to be traveling for the next 3 days, and I'm going to be pre-recording some knowledge center videos. If there are any topics you want me to cover, please let me know, and I will record it and post it between the next few days, all right? So I will be unable to make live stock videos, but I would love to make some just really cool content. And hey, if I get no requests, I'll come up with some stuff, don't get me wrong, okay? But on today's video, we are going to review 5 stocks: AVTX, TPST, AMC, NVOS, and HUBC, okay? I would say for 4 of the 5, today was a decent day, but we definitely want more, all right? And this one obviously is one of those 4, okay? AMC, for real, I'm a little shocked it didn't fly. And you know I'm not here to be like a fanboy. I'm not an ape. I don't know if people still use the word ape or not, but like AMC, I actually was a lot more optimistic than the charts ended up being. And hey, it made a decent run. Like, I'm not going to downplay the move from what I think was like 9 or 8 up to 11. That's actually not a bad percent. That's a little bit more than 10%, right? But yeah, I thought it was going to do more, and I think that's the one that just took me a little bit back. But the other 4 are actually looking all right, but you know I need more than a single day to get excited, and that's going to be the echoing theme across the rest of these, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term, where we have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself, and then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, allowing me to have some cool conversations, I'm so grateful for it all already, all right? So let's get into it in AVTX. Listen, I start these, I don't always do a little disclaimer, right? But I'm going to be, look, there are a lot of people starting to pump this thing, all right? And I am not here to pump anything, all right? Sometimes you can tell when I'm getting excited, but I always kind of put both sides of the coin. And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking far less at this 7% gain and far more at the shape of the candle, all right? That's what I'm going to be taught. Like, I don't see a near 10% day today. I actually really, don't get me wrong, my account enjoyed it, right? I'm glad it went up instead of down, right? But I was actually expecting a little more, okay? And I'll get to that later. The next thing I'm going to say, and again, I'll get to it shortly, but I'm still downplaying this downtrend. I actually really am, all right? We need better full candles, okay? That said, where I actually want to start, because again, I'll get back to all of these, I want to talk about volume. This stock continues to be a new volume powerhouse, all right? I, for real, had absolutely no idea what these 4 letters were until it came up on the viewer requests, and that's why I'm always so grateful when I get them. Like, don't hesitate to throw me stocks, all right? We are seeing, and yeah, I for sure wish we were over the white line, right? The 50-day average. Let's take a look real quick. The 50-day average was 82 million. If you're looking at the box over there, it's 74 million today for volume. So yeah, we were just under the white line, but this stock continues to be a top 10 volume player, all right? And that alone is a strength. It really is. And what I am seeing is this white line is actually still going up. It's stabilizing a little bit, right? It's not as steep up as here, but this nose, it's holding some sort of volume. We just need a little more consistent buying volume. But even over the last, 2 weeks, I still like what the volume looks like. There's more bigger buys than dump offs, excuse me. And it looks like people are actually holding it over the last 2 weeks, right? So volume, I think, is super critical still. Okay. Coming up to the charts, listen, I've been saying it for what seems like, I think I've been covering this for like a week or 2 now, right? This stock has a significant inability to give me two good green candles in a row. All right, you get one and a red, one and a red, one and a red, one and a red, and obviously I can keep going, right? We still have not seen two good green candles. And listen, I know this was technically a green day, right? Like zero is actually more green than it is red in my book, okay? But this is not two green days in a row. And I will be honest with you, if tomorrow we see a nice full green candle like this, and hey, it happens to go up to like 18 or something, I still will not say that that's two good green days in a row. I need open down here and close up here 2 days in a row. So for me, I now need Tuesday and Wednesday to deliver for hopefully a Thursday fly. That's kind of my guess right now, okay? The one great thing is, look, we're starting to separate from the 8 moving average. That's obviously a good thing, okay? We're still seeing the 20 moving average come up, okay? That's a good thing. This 50 was on such a hard down, but it kind of seems like it might be wanting to stabilize, right? We're obviously not in that slope anymore, right? So, hey, this is getting a little closer to flat. Hopefully we start to flatten, and then hopefully, hey, as these go up longer and longer, it'll pull the 50 up as well, right? But, you know, I like that the moving averages are going up, but I'm still not seeing a, like, I think it's still a little too early to draw the trend line, in all honesty, but I will draw the trend line based on what I've got, and it's this. All right, so it's that. It's that. I'm basically going from the bottom right there. Now I got to change this to that, to the line right there. Okay, so I mean, again, Friday's green candle, which again is not a good green, was actually under the trend line. I'm glad it was over the 8 moving average, and really over the 8 I think matters a little bit more than my manual white line, right? But hey, I guess I'm glad we're back over. That is another positive, but I'm telling you, for me, the ability to give 2 green candles in a row is what's going to make me believe that this thing's going to sustainably go, right? Because there's so much room to go, right? The simple moving average theory is break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100, and that thing is definitely all the way up here, right? I do not want you to be thinking about 89, 90 cent. I don't want you to be thinking about 60 cent. I don't want, like, there is so much in between up here and this 16-cent stock that we're at, right? So don't have gap fill dreams. Don't even have 35-cent dreams just yet. First things first, let's see what we can do with tackling this 20. Because, hey, 16 to 20 is actually a very, very beautiful 25% move, right? 4, 4, 4, 4, give me one more 4, right? So, you know, don't set too high of expectations. One, to not get burned, and two, again, you don't want to miss a great profit that you just kind of actually like hold, and you know, you miss the opportunity to sell and then rebuy lower, right? Because you were thinking up here, right? So more than anything, that's about it. And again, I can't make any live videos the next 3 days, so for me, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 2 good greens in a row. Let's obviously maintain the lines, maintain the trend lines, and yes, for now, my immediate number is 20. If we break 20, my next number is 35. I sincerely believe it's going to be way harder to break this 35-cent line than it looks like it should. I know that there's absolutely no green big ones right there. That's pretty much a real red. Like I know that, but I've always seen it where what I essentially call the gap fill border. The gap fill border is harder to break than whatever reason. Again, what's a gap? This is a gap down when it was up here one day and then magically falls down here. Hopefully we fill that, and that's a gap fill, right? But for now, let's just keep some short. Dude, if this thing hits 35, that's more than 2x the 16 cent that we're at, right? That's only 32 cents. So again, there's nothing wrong when I say focus on 35 instead of 90, because yeah, if you have 90-cent dreams and you watch it hit 35 and go back down, oh man, you're gonna get a little disappointed. You know what I mean? So just food for thought. You know, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money or any of that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. As far as I know, and this is what I've gathered from all the viewer requests, and you know I love this two-way street that we've created, right? But it sounds like there's no reverse split worries, and you know that's something you should always look at a sub $1 stock. So it sounds like reverse split is not an approved thing on the table. I'm actually not sure, like, when we're waiting for what, okay? I know there's a lot of people that kind of say that there's things in the pipeline for this, but like, is there actually a date that we're waiting for? Like, what is the next milestone in terms of, like, you know, what we're looking for, right? So let me know that. Otherwise, hey, MACD is now actually slipping into the zero and hopefully positive. It wasn't that long ago we were just negative, right? So that's a cool thing to see. And hey, this is still pretty healthy at 52. Wasn't that long ago that we got into the 80s, right? So just give us a little juice, and there's reason for this thing to like have legs and go, you know what I mean? So focus on the immediate, don't have too big dreams. What's the weekly look like? So again, the weekly does not have much of an uptrend going yet, right? I guess you can kind of say there's something like that, but I even kind of said I think it was a little early to draw one on the daily. Let me zoom in, maybe zoom in. Not zooming in doesn't do anything. So yeah, nothing too big on the weekly to add on that daily. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, TPST. Okay. Really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel and share the video, I would much appreciate it. But let's get into it. Look, TPST, this had a crazy day, all right? A near 4,000 day, and it's something that I rarely see on these kind of days where it actually opens down here at 2 something and it closed up here at 9 something. Like, that's a little bit of an anomaly, and it actually does it again on today. Again, it opens down here at what, sub 4, 397, and goes all the way up to 7. You know, fun fact, I joke about this whenever I have an inability to trade. Like, there was, if you go back, my mom had some medical thing, and obviously like that was my focus, not some silly stock stuff, right? And that was the day like Bed Bath and Beyond runs and blah blah. Like, I always say that like big moves happen when I can't trade, and like the next few days I just actually can't trade. But hey, it's crazy to me when stocks bring this number, right? Like 80 something on a single day is very anomaly and silly and wild in a lot of ways, right? But the fact that it's brought two monsters the right way, and again, the right way to me is opening down here, and like, it's very often that it opens up here and drops down here and you still see a big number. Because it would be. If we happen to close at 2 versus, you know, the day before is 20 something, that's still that's a 10x number right there, right? So it's still a big thing. But generally, to hold a monster day and go, it is actually wild. And here's the thing, all right? I see it coming down post-market, but it's actually an insignificant come down. This actually gives me more reason to believe. Give me a zoom out because I got to see what the number. This gives me more reason to believe we're coming up to 1050 than we are going to come down to 5 something, right? Because in this little channel that we're at, all I really see is red, green. And hey, even look, red, green, red, green, right? Like this is a very fast channel. And yeah, I actually see more reason to believe we're going to go up there than there. And again, as I zoom out, there's literally nothing else between these lines, okay? Where are we with these? That's basically what stopped us. Listen, these two are very insignificant. I think there's at least reason to believe we'll come to 850. 850 actually shouldn't even stop this. Like 1050 probably will. And if you actually look, 1050 is the first place where there's more than just, because otherwise these would have been pretty insignificant as well, and I would have said, okay, the real spot is here. But these little insignificants at least tie with this, and I'll say that is actually the line. You know what I mean? But maybe, again, I think 850 makes a little more sense than 530. And Jesus, that would be another beautiful move right here, all right? MACD is obviously super positive with a beautiful divergence. RSI just went up, just healthy cool down. Looks like it might be ready to go up. And yeah, volume might not look great that way, but it actually still looks great that way, right? So I see a lot more reason for me to believe that this is going up. And again, I still see it going down after hours. Like I can tell those numbers are going down, right? And yeah, for me, I don't care about after hours, up or down. I think this has a shot tomorrow, and this should definitely be on your radar. Listen, if this starts to come down, it will want to go to 540. All right, 540 is literally almost half of today, and a pretty important line right there. Anything off the weekly to note? Yeah, nothing really off the weekly to note. Yeah, this is up. There's, again, I don't have too much more to say here. I'll be real honest. I think there's a lot more reason to believe at least 850 tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Again, I see us down. I really, I think after hours is a fool's trap, and that is up and that is down as well. I have not a lot more here. Let me know if there's any news or anything that should happen. But yeah, the pharmaceuticals have been going a little bit wild, and hey, this might be the leader of the bunch here, all right? Let's get into AMC. AMC, I'm actually really disappointed in, and in all honesty, I'm not even going to give a lot of credit to this line right here, all right? Yeah, I'm glad I drew it. Yeah, it actually was a signal, but I am shocked that this line actually stopped it as much as it did, and I'm a little shocked at how, even if it stopped it, all right, I'm very surprised we couldn't use D8 to bounce up. Like, I really thought we were coming to at least 12 something, if not maybe even the 50 moving average. I thought we were going to come to the top of this candle. I am really shocked that the bottom of it is. And again, obviously I thought it was enough to draw it, right? Like I literally drew it off this because as you zoom out, there's nothing else, right? Like that is the only reason that 1111 line was there. But I'm surprised. I am. The one thing to actually note might be the RSI. As we got to that 1111 line, we did hit an RSI of 82. You can see that number in the box right there. As I zoom out, I think this is a decent view because obviously there were moments where we were 94, we were 91. However, after these two, this more recent moment, there actually aren't a lot of points over this 80 number, right? Like this single point that actually hits 86 is the only one, right? And maybe this one as well got a little high. 82 again though. You see that 82 again. And then it drops hard, right? So 82 has become, the low 80s at least, has started to become that RSI wall. And that's something you see me do often on videos. You got to zoom out to see what his, because again, this has kind of been a recurring thing I've been saying, right? But we're not here playing roulette. We're not watching some mindless little plastic ball spin around. I sincerely believe there's a little bit of a brain behind these random letters that we put together. You know, I do. And I do believe that this set of three letters, this AMC, remembers that it's been hard to get over 82 on the RSI. And it knows it needs to come down and cool off, all right? So maybe there's that to relatively blame. But yeah, look at that. Such great volume. A very nice break of the 8 and the 20 with confirmation. A decent couple. I guess maybe I would have wished that, even as you zoom in, these don't look like bad candles comparatively after a doji on a resistance that I draw. Like I'm one more time less trying to brag about how good this 1111 line was and more wildly shocked that we didn't run to 13. Seriously. Where are we immediately? Look, so this candle on Friday took us under the 8 moving average. You know, bad things, it's not good to be under these two lines, all right? That said, there's two positive things to just at least echo here. Number one, doji never counts, and this in my book is a doji, all right? It's a very skinny body, some wicks up and down, all right? For me, this is a doji. This doesn't count as confirmation, all right? Number two, look, the 8 and the 20 are hand in hand. You always hear me talking about these two. And yeah, if you're going to slip the 8 and come down here, hopefully we don't go any lower than that 865. Again, you can see it in the box over there, right? Hopefully we don't go any lower than that. We bounce back up, right? But as of right now, we've actually technically not slipped under this. Yes, we've been physically below by 2 days, but doji doesn't count, and we might hopefully pop back over 970 tomorrow, and then ideally keep that run going. But the thing that makes the most sense is this 82 RSI recent wall. I think there's no other way of saying. Again, you can see it. Right, there's been nothing. Right, like what was your peak? 77. Right, it's been difficult. It's not the same AMC that it was. And yeah, red should be an easy green, right? And it goes back to echo what I was saying on AVTX if you watched it. The gap fill borders are a little hard. I would have called this it, ended up calling this it. I'm just sad we didn't get to come to 17, let alone 13, right? So let's hopefully not lose the 20, because don't forget, this stock especially just... it's been well under the 8 and the 20, these two lines, well more than it's been above them, right? There's definitely moments when it's above them, and yeah, I'm definitely hoping to ride this moment, but overall, it's been under the lines, and you got to respect that, right? So right now, the expectation is one of two things. Either we're going to come down here to that 865, ideally that's the lowest it comes, and then from there we bounce up, or hopefully tomorrow we actually get into 970 or higher. Okay, don't give up the 8. If we have to lose the 8, we must hold this. Otherwise, what am I expecting? It would come down to 770 and then drop down into all-time lows again, right? So, hey, I'll at least mention this. The Taylor Swift documentary is like right around the corner if it's not already released. And like my wife is going crazy for it. She definitely wants to go to that thing. It's an exclusive, I assume. Obviously, you know, there's some money assumptions there, right? But my wife mentioned that she saw something that that was expected to destroy any Marvel movie. So like the gross sales of a Marvel movie, right? So I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, overall, this is way less about a brag about this 1111 and more just, man, I'm surprised we didn't go up. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Look, the weekly's at least dancing with this 8 moving average. Hopefully we can, you know, make a move up. I think it would be very, very, very premature to have 30, right? Like, don't think break the 8 and go to the 20 this quick, right? But again, there were more signs here showing that this 12 number might be more accurate. There's nothing on the weekly here saying that 11 should have caught us, right? So yeah, a little disappointed. I think I've said that like 15 times already. So let's come into NVOS, all right? NVOS, you hear me say this so much on any ticker. A doji right next to a critical place. In this case, it's right below the 20 moving average, and especially one that looks like especially textbook doji-ish, right? So again, what's a doji? A doji is just this shape, right? Like, I am not a candle shape trader. I'm what do the lines tell me to do, right? There are people that don't use any lines up, and literally if they see this candle and then they like whatever the candle shape tells them, not even the patterns, right? Like, that's a different thing on its own, right? But the one thing that I have taken from the candle shape trader book is the doji is important. All right. And for me, when a doji lines up near an important place, it's critical. Look, in a lot of ways, I said that this was a doji as well. I am not super hardcore textbook. Like, it doesn't need to be this skinny of a body for me to call it a doji. This is doji enough for me, right? And we had the doji under the line. We get a bad candle. I was ready, and I said it. I was assuming we were coming down at 27 cents. I'm a little surprised that we're up at 30. I for sure am. And hey, it kind of actually looks like we're still going up a little bit. You know, I don't care about after hours. I will at least call it out, right? But I am still unsure that we're getting over these two lines, all right? It's not like when you're over the lines, believe me, some amazing things happen, right? When we start to curve a bit, it does get worrisome, and we use the 50 once. I mean, like, for me, I am not in NVOS right now. I actually would very much love to get back in, and if I was to like put a place on it, I think it would be 35 cents. 35 cents, you're now well over the 8 moving average. You're obviously going to be over the 20 moving average as well. You're going to be over this pesky 32-cent line. That's just, I mean, pesky to say the least. We've literally just been oscillating on this line for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks now, from early September to mid-October, just under the line, over the line, under the line, over the line, under the line, right? Like this is a pesky little line, right? 35 will make me believe we've broken it. 35 will hopefully give us reason to believe we'll come back over this uptrend line. 35 will also hopefully give us back a reason to think we're going to come, what's that number right there, 62, 55, sorry, to 55 cents, right? For me, let's get into 35. Let's get heavier into the 30s to actually believe some of these lines broke. Listen, if tomorrow breaks those lines, the day after needs monster confirmation, all right? It actually wouldn't be a bad thing if we come up to 32, 33 tomorrow, and then the day after go to 35. Then we're taking one line at a time, and one line at a time is actually a pretty healthy way to do this, all right? But yeah, I think 35 is going to be my magic number here. I'll be honest with you, despite the, you know, relatively green day, and despite not going back, and despite actually like picking back up most of the bad Friday, and despite still seeing post markets still going up, I still have to believe we're coming down to 27 cents. I need a better reason to believe. Otherwise, I think the stock is just doing different things now. You know, we hit this wall once and rejected pretty badly. We've hit this again. We're rejecting. Even if we come down here, it wouldn't be as bad. Maybe this does hold. You know, it's roughly half of the last rejection. Yeah, this is a tough one. And I think for me, it's a little too tough to, and again, I'm not in this stock, right? And generally when I move my money, I look at my better indicator. I don't know what this looks like on the 1 and the 2. So I really don't know which way that some stuff is looking that we don't see on this. But I think for me, I would much rather avoid the uncertainty and just wait for the confirmation and ride, right? Otherwise, like I said, I'm still expecting this thing to come down to 27 cents. I'm still expecting this thing to come down to the 50 moving average. It's given me signals of, hey, it's doing its best to like not go there, but I still don't think it's definitive shown me enough that it's saying I want to get back over the 8 and the 20 and go back up, right? Because end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to trade up consistently over some good lines, right? So the one thing I will say, like, if we come to 25, I would be hoping for the same monster up. Like, these moving averages, like, they are supports and they are bounce points. Otherwise, they're accelerants down to the next one, right? So I actually don't think we're running down here just yet. And I say just yet because I think you can tell in the back of my head, I actually kind of do think we're going to come down here. But dude, the 50 did it once before. It very easily can do it once again. So we will be watching what that ends up doing. And then, hey, the last thing I got to say, there is a reverse split trapdoor on this stock. All right. I don't know if you're in TTOO or not. I don't know if you were watching any of my TTO videos, but the trapdoor was pulled very, very suddenly on that stock, and it can easily happen very, very suddenly here because don't forget, we are much closer to missing the $1 threshold than we are to hitting it. We are substantially less than 50%. We're well below, 75, 80, 90% there, right? So there is a lot of catching up to do, not a lot of time to do it. And don't think that the trap door won't get pulled here. All right, just that's at least the last gen. And I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. Just honest thoughts and opinions, right? So damn, I can't believe this is 30 minutes. HUBC. Okay, this is the last one I got here. Listen, there's some interesting things happening right here, all right? We obviously make a monster run. We obviously are unable to hold it. We fall well below 50% of that candle. We fall under the 8. I'm sorry, under the 100, under the 50. The 8 moving average actually does its job. The 8 is able to catch it as it's holding the up, and it's still going. And look, I mean, this day right here, I would say breaks 2 candles. This day right here is very nice confirmation. We've now broken. There's a shot that this thing comes to six dyslexic here. 45, 46, maybe as low as 44. I'll be honest, there's actually a decent reason to believe that this thing's going to 60. You know, the resistance right there is actually off some decent candles and a little bit of a horizontal. We're now, like I said, above 50% of this big candle right here. The 8's going up, the 20's going up, MACD's positive, RSI's not that crazy, and hey, volume's actually been decent. Like, I'm going to zoom in to get, I couldn't. But yeah, Friday had a lot of volume, had 10 million. Today we had 14. We gained 40% volume. That's a beautiful thing right there. HUBC, I actually think that there's reason to believe will be coming to 60. Otherwise, like I said, I think it'll only go down like roughly what we gained today, actually. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to like here. Where's the weekly at? This is an interesting weekly. This is a real interesting weekly, all right? Because we broke 2 moving averages. I expect big confirmation, and actually coming to that 59 cents would do that. So I like what I see here a lot, actually. Let's see. Sorry, not watch list. Whoopsies. Let's see what this can do. There was nothing that you would have gained if you go back and like pause that. I'll actually show it again. There's like nothing here. I don't use that button at all. But yeah, there's I think more to like than anything, and a lot of the reason is a little bit of a technical recovery as well as that back-to-back volume with the MACD and RSI. So watch this one tomorrow, see what it can confirm. But let me just at least say it real quick. I don't care about that post-market drop at all. Regular hours are what I think matter. So hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.